Good afternoon, my name is Christophe Convert and I represent Maison Champy on the west coast of the United States. Maison Champy, of course, is the producer of this fabulous wine that is a new addition to your wine list. So let's go over the label real quick. First, of course, we have the name of the winery, Maison Champy, and as you can see, it's a very old house. It's been established since 1720, and it was established by Mr. Edme Champy, and we can see the cuvée was named in his honor, cuvée Edme Champy. And what's more important to you, most likely, is this line right here that says Bourgogne Chardonnay. So Bourgogne is simply French for Burgundy, and Chardonnay, of course, you know Chardonnay. Chardonnay, by the way, is, of course, that very famous grape that originated in Burgundy. So you can say that this is a wine that is made, from a grape that comes from the birthplace of that grape, and that's quite important to me. So, what is Burgundy and how are Chardonnays from Burgundy different? Well, in a nutshell, in Burgundy it's much cooler than in California, and I know over here in California we are blessed with lots of great winery producing phenomenal Chardonnays in Napa and Sonoma and the Central Coast. However, in Bourgogne we're dealing with a different style. In Burgundy or Bourgogne, it is quite cooler. The soil is heavier in limestone, and what that ends up producing are wines that are higher in acidity and much higher also in a mineral component that transpires through the wine. So in California, with a much warmer climate, we end up having Chardonnay wines that are heavier on the palate, much higher in alcohol. That gives you that whey sensation. Very, very powerful fruit note, and the wine is kind of balanced with heavy oak treatment most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. And so that makes for a completely different style than what we have here. So let's give it a shot. All right, Santé. So on the nose, immediately what comes out to me is notes of honey and honeysuckle, like white flowers, and some flintiness, like hitting flintstones together, that comes up, and that is most likely due to the mineral component that I talked about earlier. Yeah, so we find the same characteristic to the wine. It's liquorous, but not very liquorous. Nowhere near what you would expect, from a Chardonnay from the Napa Valley, for instance. But the fruit notes are absolutely gorgeous. So again, it's in a line of honey, flintstone, and you've got that sharp minerality that comes through, that beautifully dancing acidity on the tongue. It's a wine that is perfectly well balanced. It's really, really delicious, showing super well. As you can see also, the color, it's not super heavy, but it's got a nice hue to it. Keep in mind this wine is 2016, so it's got some age. It had time to mature and really develop in the bottle, and that just contribute to the perfect harmony that we find in this wine today. Such a delicious wine. What I would like to add to this is that is a key point for you when you talk to your customer. This is what would be considered when you see on the label when it says Bourgogne Chardonnay. This is basically a wine that represents entry-level wines from Burgundy. And when you see Bourgogne on the label, it means that the fruit could be sourced from different area from Burgundy. This is not a bad thing, especially not in this case, because here we have great sourcing and with super high quality fruit that came from very famous villages from Bourgogne, so such as Meursault, Puligny, and Rully. So each of the village produces fruit that have their own little characters. You know, Puligny is known to deliver sharpness, crispness, acidity. Rully, from warmer area, you know, in the Côte Chalonnaise, which is further south in the area, in the region of Burgundy, deliver more fruit notes, while Meursault are known to to produce Chardonnay that are very powerful, you know, of course, in aromatics, but also in mineral components. So those are very hefty white, I mean, beefy Chardonnay, if I may say. So you put all three together and you end up with a wine that fires on all cylinders, if I may say, a wine that has it all. You know, it's got crispness, it's got fruit notes, it's got structure. So it's a great addition to your wine list. And if I were in your shoes, I would love to maybe flip a customer that is used to drink Chardonnay from Napa Valley. Give them to try this. They might find that they like this a lot better because, in my opinion, it's got a little bit more to offer. Acidity, crispness, minerality. Anyway, good luck to you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned a few things. And best of luck to you pitching my wines on the floor. Santé.